tired of playing the same old boring open chords? Well, there's many things you can do to kind of spruce things up, but I'm going to show you one technique that's pretty easy that'll help your open chords come alive. Even better, I'm going to show you an exercise at the end so that you can integrate these techniques into your playing. And as a bonus, it's going to sound pretty good because I just took these from a variety of pop and easy rock songs. The technique involves creating some tension and release within a chord. This subtle movement keeps it interesting and keeps your listeners engaged. Let me show you what I mean. For this first example, I'm going to use a standard D chord. We're going to create some motion by changing the D into a Dsus2 and a Dsus4. So here's your D chord. So to make it a Sus2, I'm going to take the second finger off. By putting the second finger back on, it goes back to a D chord. Now for a Sus4, we're going to use the pinky. And the two work well together. And if you're up for it, you can get a nice modern sound by using a pull-off and a hammer-on. Now we're using an A chord, and it's very similar to the D chord. I'm creating a Sus2 and a Sus4. Now we'll start with the Sus4, and I'll use the pinky for that. Now I'm using a 1, 2, 3 finger A chord. Some people like to shift the third finger up. I find it more convenient to use the pinky, so I'll put the pinky down to make the Sus4. Release. Can you feel the tension? It's subtle, but it feels good to just go back to the A chord. Now, to create the Sus2, I'm going to release that third finger. To resolve, put it back down. The Sus2 by itself sounds good. Kind of exotic sounding or a little bit airy. Now onto the E chord. Not so easy to make a Sus2, but the Sus4 sounds really good. We'll make your basic E chord. To make it a Sus4, put the pinky down next to the third finger. Ooh, good sound. Here's one that's used a lot by a lot of pop groups, including the Eagles, Cat Stevens. I could go on and on. We're actually creating motion here by going from the G to an A minor 7. That's just one name for it. But leaving the G note in the bass and actually in the treble as well. So here's how you do it. I'm going to need the 3-finger G with the pinky for this one. So I've got my G chord here. And to make the A minor 7, I move the second finger over one string, that's the 4th string, 2nd fret, and put the first finger down. You see, it kind of looks like a combination between a C and a G. It has a similar suspended feel and resolves back to the G. The final chord for this lesson is the C chord. And you're probably thinking, what could you possibly do to improve a beautiful C chord? Well, what I'm doing here is I'm adding a high G note. That's still a C chord actually, but I've just changed the voicing. That means when you have the same notes of the chord, but you rearrange them. In this case, I'm changing the upper voicing to be a high G, and it makes a nice variety. Now the second note I was adding was a D note with my pinky. That's on the 2nd fret, 2nd string. And that actually makes it into a C sus2. So we have C with a G in the high note, and then a C sus2 resolving back to a C. Now that you've seen how this works, it's time to put them into action. And the best way I found to do that is to put all the techniques into one exercise. This will help you to be able to truly use the technique and integrate it into your playing. I call this the open chord enrichment exercise. I'm going to keep a consistent strum throughout this exercise so we can focus on the chord enhancement, so to speak. Let's start off with learning the chords, and I'll show you the strum. We'll start out with a D chord. And we're going to go to a Dsus4 with the pinky. And then we're going to take that off, back to a D, and change it to a Dsus2. Try that with me right quick. Make your D chord. Pinky down. Pinky up. And 2nd finger up. Now for the A chord, we're going to start with the pinky down. Pinky up. That makes it an A. A sus2 with a 3rd finger up, and then back to an A. That's an A sus4 with the pinky. Try it with me. Make your A chord, pinky down, pinky up, 3rd finger up, and then back to A. The E chord's going to be a little easier because you only got a sus4. Try it with me. Make your E chord. Now make it a sus by putting your pinky down, right next to your 3rd finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret. Now open up. Try it again, pinky down. And pinky up. Go into the G chord. We're going to make the 3-finger G with the pinky. Now move the 2nd finger over 1 string, 2nd fret, and put the 1st finger down, 1st fret, 2nd string. This alone is worth the price of admission. Take it off, back to G. Try with me. G chord, go, 1 strum, move the 2nd finger over, 1st finger down. Now back to G, 2nd finger back over, and 1st finger up. Do it again, 2nd finger over, 1st finger down, strum. And 2nd finger back, 1st finger up. And now for the C chord, make your folk style C chord. Put your pinky down on the 3rd fret, 1st string. We've got a C with a G in the high end. Take it off. Now make it a C sus2, pinky down 3rd fret, 2nd string. Subtle. Again, pinky down and pinky up. So you don't have to worry about memorizing all this because I'm going to put it all on a sheet and make it so that you can download it. So don't stress over it. And once you get that sheet, print it out and you can follow along as you do the exercise. So here's the strum on the D chord. Down, down, up, down, up. Try that with me. Down, down, up, down, up, down. Ready? On a D chord. Ready, go. 1. Putting it all together. So here's the exercise. We're going to start with a D. A chord. E. C. That's it for now. Be sure to download the sheet and follow along as you do the exercise. I'll put a link down below. And while you're there, sign up for my free Guitar Success Checklist. After answering a few questions, you'll get a free personalized report on how to best spend your time and make focused progress on your guitar playing. Bye for now.